Hello everyone, my name is Amber. Welcome to my channel, Amber Reads Romance. Today I'm here with my TBR for June. It is going to be June already. I cannot believe it. So I'm going to be going over all my ARCs, my ALCs, the buddy read, Immortals After Dark, all the stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into my reading plans for June. Okay guys, so I am so excited because June is actually my birthday month, so excited, birthday month coming up, and then it's the following month I'm going to be going to Hawaii. So it is happening so fast. I'm getting so excited because our whole family is going to Hawaii in July, so that's just something that's always on my mind. I am so excited to go. But anyways, June is going to be another stacked month for me because I did request a ton of ALCs. So I have a lot of ALCs. I didn't do as many ARCs, so that should be good because this last month in May, I was stressed out because I was part of the Mafia Romance Readathon, which was amazing. And then also the Ever After-a-thon that Crystal put on. That was also so great. I love doing those readathons, especially when it's in Discord and chatting and all that kind of stuff. It was a great time. But I had a lot on my TBR and I was constantly stressed out about keeping up with it. So like right now it's the 26th and I am, when I'm filming this, and I am just now getting to my Immortals After Dark that I need to read for May. So got to finish those two real quickly here for the end of the month. I will try to figure out when I'm going to do that live show. And hopefully if anybody wants to join me, always reach out and DM. You could always join me for the live show where we're going to go over those two books. But anyways, so for June, I tried to request less ARCs, but I definitely did request a ton of ALCs. So I'm trying, most of my TBR is literally going to be about the ARCs, the ALCs, and then like a few things that I really want to get to that I haven't gotten to on my previous TBRs that I need to get to them. But I'm trying to kind of give myself a little bit of lay room for like to mood read. But again, when you see my TBR, it's a lot. So I will be looking down here because I have all this on my computer here. So it's kind of on my notes here. But let's go ahead and start going over all my books for this TBR. I am going to start off with the ARCs. So for the ARCs, the first one that I'm very excited to get to, and I'm hoping to be doing an interview with this author. I need to reach out to her again. We were planning on doing one, so I hope we'll be able to do it in June. So I will get you guys details as I figure that out. But it's going to be When Hearts Remember by Victoria Loom. I am part of her ARC team. I love Victoria. She's such an amazing author. She's so good to us fans and her ARC team. And so she's just amazing. And so I'm excited for this one and a little nervous because this is a brother's best friend. It was set up in the previous book and it was pretty bonkers at the end of the book, but I still really enjoyed it. And you know, if you watched our buddy read, that was her last book. That one was very emotional for me. It was a 6-star read. So this is going to be interesting to see how this is followed up. So this is Brother's Best Friend, but it does have one of my complicated tropes that is really tough for me, that doesn't always work for me. So I'm excited to see what Victoria does with it. And that is amnesia trope. And it's our hero is Ethan Anderson. He's one of the many Andersons in this Anderson family, if you've been reading her series. And then this is Alexis Vaughn. So this is Charles Vaughn's sister. And she actually, it says that she first fell in love with a forbidden stranger through the pages of a secret journal. So that's got me. And then 8 years later, she woke from a coma. So in the previous book, she woke from a coma and has amnesia. So that's going to be interesting. That one actually is releasing on June 4th. So I'll have to get right to that at the beginning of June. Okay, so then the other one that I should be getting, not positive yet, is Dance of Madness by Jagger Cole. This is his current series. It's kind of set along ballerinas, but also with these kind of like secret society within the mafia where they all have these different like animal type masks, and they seek out, like, mete out their own justice and judgment in the mafia world. And they're very intriguing. Like, I'm very excited for this. I don't know anything about it because a blurb hasn't really come out yet, or it's like a very vague blurb. But this is going to be Nero De Luca's romance, and that releases on the 5th. Then I have Unbridled by Jean St. James. I never read this author before, but I saw it was an MMF. And so I wanted to give them a go, see if I liked them. I'm always down for an MMF, especially if it's done really good. So we'll see how this one goes. That one is releasing on the 7th. And then I have Empire of Seduction. I'm hoping I get this for Mila Finelli. This is the next book in her Mafia series. Now, I don't know anything about it. And honestly, I didn't read the previous book in the series. So that's also going to be on my TBR this month because I want to get to that before I read the arc. And that one's actually releasing on the 25th. So I'll have some time to get to the previous one. And then the other one that I requested was King of Obsession by Bianca Burrell. I really enjoyed her previous series. The last one was not great, but that's fine. I enjoyed all the other ones. It was like a secret society type of series. And then this one is actually going to be Mafia. And I believe it has like a female assassin. So don't know too much, but I was like, sign me up. You know, I'm always down for Mafia. So those are the arcs that I have, at least that I remember. I've been trying to be really good about keeping track of everything on my spreadsheet, so hopefully that is good. So now let's dive into all the ALCs that I requested. You know, I requested them through Valentine PR, Author Agency, and now I'm part of Must Love Audio, so they have such amazing audiobooks that I can never resist requesting them. So I have a ton on here, but I think it should be good. One I wanted to get to right now, but I'm still finishing up The Immortals After Dark that I need to finish. So I'm probably going to post this at the beginning of listen to it in June. And that is Beautiful Venom by Rena Kent. I was beyond thrilled that I got the ALC for this. I got it through Must Love Audio, and I just feel really honored because, you know me, I am a big fan of Rena Kent. I literally read her entire backlist and vlogged it all, so I really want to get to this one. And I will be vlogging it as well. So this is her most recent release. I believe it comes out on the 27th, so you know, by the time I get to it, it's already going to be out for a bit, but Must Love Audio gives you kind of a leeway to post for a little bit after it's released for ALCs. So I'm going to try and put this into the June TBR instead of getting into it now. But I am dying to get to it. I think it's obviously going to be dark romance. It's obviously going to have DubCon. I believe it's a secret society type of book too. And this is it's not fully connected to the Arenaverse. So like you can read it as if you're just starting here. It's not part of a second generation or all of that other stuff. So really excited to get to that one. And I don't remember the release date, but it should be coming out, I think, this week. But anyways. Then I have Come Back to Me by G.A. Mazurki, who is also Serena Ackroyd. And I was really excited. I actually just got this ALC. This is coming out the 3rd, so I'm going to have to get right to it too at the beginning of the month. But this, I believe, was a guy off in war, and then he had like a pen pal or something. I'm not completely sure. Did I write anything about it? No, I didn't. I didn't read the previous one in this series, so I'm not positive, but I think it might have ties to the Donnellys. I'm not positive. Sorry. But I'm very excited to get onto this because I actually joined Serena Ackroyd's, influencer team, and I'm so excited to be a part of that. I've been reading her backlist, even though I'm not caught up because it's a lot. So very excited for that one to come out. Then I actually did get this one, Sterling Touch by LB Dunbar. Now I'm trying to remember, is this an ALC or an ARC? I might have requested the ALC, but got the ARC for it. I can't remember, so I might be completely wrong here. Hold on, I think I have my book funnel up. Okay, this happened to me last month too with the author agency. Like I requested like a couple ALCs and I got the ARCs, which, I'm not guaranteed the ALC, so I need to get over myself. But so Sterling Touch will actually be a part of my ARCs, it looks like. I don't think I got the audiobook for that. Let me just, yeah, it's the reading copy. Okay. Sorry, got distracted there. So that one is actually going to be part of my ARCs. So I'll move that around later. But anyways, this is Sterling Touch by LB Dunbar. And this is going to be a brother's former best friend. I think second chance, age gap. I believe she's a single mom and now he's like her son's coach. So I never read this author before. So interested in giving them a try. Then I have Mateo by Eva Winters. And I've never read Eva Winters, and she writes a ton of mafia, so I'm kind of surprised. So I definitely jumped at the opportunity to request this ALC, and I did get it. This is a twin sister's future husband. I believe they were like arranged marriage forever, but like now he's like totally focused on her. So that sounds really good. I always love like a siblings ex or siblings boyfriend type of thing. I don't know. I love it. And I don't know when that releases. I think it said end of May, early June. So I'm not sure. I'm put it back off into June because I have a while before I have to listen to that one. Now, I did request this through a different agency than I usually use, Home Cooked Books. I requested Pain in the Axe by Daphne Elliott. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get this because I've never used them before and I don't know their whole process. So I'm interested to finally request something with them. And I've seen these books everywhere. I've seen them on Instagram and I've been really wanting to pick them up. I like the covers. I think they sound really cute. So I was excited to see a bunch of their ALCs go up with Home Cooked Books. So I went ahead and requested this one, and that was Pain in the Axe again. And this is a divorced couple that like is working together. And then like, I think they have like a one night stand. It leads to an accidental pregnancy. So it sounds amazing. So that one, I'm not going to give dates on these because I might have the completely wrong date, but I'm thinking it comes out on the 16th of June. Then I also requested A Royal Mile by Samantha Young. I've never read Samantha Young. This is where I always try to pick up new to me authors is through ALCs because it's a really good way to introduce me to a new author. And so this one is an enemies to friends to lovers situation. I think he's like a son of a princess. And I think it's a workplace, if I remember correctly. But that one I believe is releasing on the 19th. If I have these dates correct, don't come after me. I might have these dates completely wrong. Okay, and then I requested First Verse by L.M. Holleran. I've never read this author, but I did see Bestie Book Reviews talking about them. And this is I think a rock star duet. It says heavy angst, childhood best friends, musical soulmates, anxiety duet. So sounds right up my alley. So, and I think that one's going to be duet narration. And I think it's a duet book. It's a duet series. I think it might leave off on a cliffhanger. I don't know. So I'm excited for that one. Now I'm really excited and I hope I get this because I requested this way back, and that is Wyatt by Jessica Peterson. I loved Cash. It was one of my favorite cowboy romances. It was so good. It was just stole my heart. And so I'm hoping I get Wyatt because that's the next book in that series. The book is already out, but this is going to be the audiobook. And this is a Friends to Lovers Fake Dating Lessons in Seduction. So say less. I really want this one. So I'm praying that I get it. I'm praying. Okay. Sorry, I'm going through these super fast, you guys, but I just don't want this to be a super long video. Okay, so then I have The Complication with the Best Man by Piper Rain. I've been really loving Piper Rain this last year or so, and so I'm always requesting their ALCs. And this one is a one-night stand, obviously, with like the best man. I think she was like the maid of honor, which leads to an accidental pregnancy. I'm going to have a lot of accidental pregnancies, I think, in June. So I believe that one releases on the 24th. I requested that one through Valentine PR. Okay, now honestly, I was not doing very good at keeping track of the ALCs I was requesting right away. And I think I requested this one, but I'm not positive. So I just put it on my list just in case. And that is Skin of a Sinner by Avina St. Graves. And this is a stalker dark romance. Don't know a ton about it, but it sounded pretty dark. So I signed myself up for that. And I believe that comes out on the 25th. Okay, and now we're finally getting to the second part of Gianna Darling's series. This is going to be The Sun and Her Burn. I requested the ALC. I'm on her team, which I'm just so honored to be on Gianna's team. And this is going to be taking place 10 years after the events of the moon and his tides. And this is a very erotic romance, MMF, very like things kind of left in a bad situation in that book, where they all like were broken up. And so now it's going to be 10 years later. So I'm very excited to get to this one. That one is going to be releasing on the 26th. Okay, and then I just requested Just a Little Crush by Carly Phillips and Erica Wilde. This is a one-night stand fake girlfriend. Like he asks her to be a fake girlfriend, offers her, I think, a bunch of money so that he could win his custody battle. So, and again, I've never read these authors. So that one is going to be coming out on the 27th. Okay, I think I'm on my last one, you guys. Like I said, I requested a lot of ALCs and they pop up throughout the month too. So more may be added to this list. But I requested Twisted Heathens by J. Rose. So this is a reverse harem, contemporary romance. And I guess it's set in a mental institution. So that should be pretty interesting. So I'm very excited for that one. And that releases the 27th. So those are all my ALCs so far. I know it's a lot, but I listen to a ton of audiobooks, a lot of audiobooks throughout the month. So I think it should be fine. Okay, so now I want to bring up our buddy read, which I actually already read because I had the ALC in May. But I was totally fine with us doing this as the buddy read because I think it would be fun and I'm fine with it. But basically, our buddy read is going to be Bartered Innocence by B. Shobakin. I think that's how you say her name. And this is a mafia romance, arranged marriage type of book. So I've already reviewed it. I've already talked about it on my channel. But that's going to be our buddy read for June. And I think we're doing it the 29th. But you know me, I never write the date down before I do this TBR video. So we will be posting the information later. And that's going to be on Bestie Book Reviews channel. So anyways, now on to my Immortals After Dark read along. Again, I'm doing the entire series this year. Hope you are joining in. You can join in anytime. Some people, read previous books or they're not interested. You can jump in at any time, I think, and read these. I do prefer them in the reading order and like reading them from start to finish because there is an ongoing plot going on, but I know people do jump in randomly. So if you want to jump in, this is the month to do it, people, because one of the best ones, the most highly anticipated ones for me, is going to be in June. before I get to that one, let me tell you the first one. So the first one is going to be Dreams of a Dark Warrior. And this is going to be Reagan the Radiant, who she's a Valkyrie. And then we have, what is his name? Sorry. Aiden the Fierce. So let me read you just a small little blurb of it. It says, murdered before he could wed Reagan the Radiant, warlord Aiden the Fierce seeks his beloved through eternity, reborn again and again into new identities, yet with no memory of his past lives. She awaits his return. When Reagan encounters Declan Chase, a brutal Celtic soldier, she recognizes her proud warlord reincarnated. But Declan takes her captive, intending retribution against all immortals, unaware that he belongs to their world. So that is the first one. That sounds really interesting. That's the thing with Kresley Cole, manages to give you some really unique plots, and the world building gets better with each book. So I'm very excited to get to that one. But let's talk about the one that we've all been waiting for, especially me. And I'm hoping Jen from the Book Refuge is going to join this month. I'm going to ask her to, because this is her favorite book in the series, and that is Lothair. So I'm so excited for Lothair. He has been sprinkled and teased throughout the series, and he's one of the most intriguing characters in the series. So to finally get to his book, I'm so excited. So Lothair, driven by his insatiable need for revenge, Lothair, the lore's most ruthless vampire, plots to seize the Horde's crown. But bloodlust and torture have left him on the brink of madness. Until he finds Elizabeth Pierce, the key to his victory. He captures the unique young mortal, intending to offer up her very soul in exchange for power. Yet Elizabeth soothes his tormented mind and awakens with him emotions Lothair believed he could no longer experience. So excited, you guys. So excited to get to Lothair. So anyways, I hope you join us. Even if you just want to jump in for Lothair or one of these, join us. It's a blast. So very excited to finally get to this book. Okay, now on to my 12 recs from 12 friends. I am really feeling this year. Usually I try to hit one book a month, and the last 2 months I haven't gotten any. So I'm hoping I can get to one of them from May that I was supposed to get to. I'm hoping I can get to it after I finish my Immortals After Dark, but who knows. But basically I'm adding two of the books off my list to this month's TBR to try and catch up a little bit here. So the first book, let me see, where is it? Was one I was supposed to read in a previous TBR, and I didn't get to. I was on vacation and got slammed and just didn't get as much done as I thought I was going to. But that is Take Me With You. This is a dark romance, I believe stalker, captive. I've heard it's very dark, so I'm dying to get to it. I just haven't had the chance to do so. So I want to for sure get to that this month. And then the other one that I have is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I'm probably going to listen to that one on audiobook, hopefully, if time permits. I'm kind of nervous about that one because I've heard so many mixed things about The Fine Print. But I'm going to give it a try and keep an open mind, but we'll see if I like it. I don't know. But it is one of my 12 recs from 12 friends, so I'm going to give it a go. So those are the two that I really want to get to in June because I'm just so behind in my 12 recs. Okay, so those are all like the mandatory things, but now I'm just going to bring up a few of the things that I just want to read, okay? And that is The Empire of Temptation by Mila Finelli. I do really want to get this one read before I get to her arc that I'm hopefully getting in June. So I do want to get to that one. I love her mafia romance. So really need to get to that. Then I have Hunted by a Shadow by Michelle Hurd. This one, I believe Jen just read this for the Mafia Romance Readathon, but I've been trying to read this series because the fourth book in the series was recommended to me. on my 12 Recs from 12 Friends. So I wanted to read the previous books first. Obviously, I think you could read any of these in this series as a standalone, but that's just how I am. I always have to read things in order. So I really want to get to this one. I think she gets, like, this heroine gets some kind of organ that was bought, and I think like a mafia man's like best friend or somebody, it was his organ and he was killed for it. I'm not positive, but I think that's what it was. And so that sounds like super unique, and can't wait to get to that one. Okay, so these are a couple that I've had on my previous TBRs that I need to get to these. I need to get to them. And that is a photo finish by Elsie Silver. I'm trying to finish this series this year. This was one of my goals, is to read this series. I loved the first one. So I really am excited to get to this one because it actually is Kate Eaton's sister Violet. So I'm even more interested because, you know, Kate Eaton is my favorite from Heartless. So definitely need to get to this. Then I am so behind on this, and I apologize, you guys, but I am going to make it my goal to do it in June for sure. And that is Kiss the Villain by Rena Kent. I need to read this. I need to vlog it because I'm keeping up with my vlogging all Rena books. I'm just going to do it. So this one is MM. There's some people are building a lot of controversy around it. It's dark. It's Gareth, who is like from, you know, Introduced. He was one of the other characters from, you know, the Legacy of God series. So I am dying to get to this. And it's like a teacher-student, dark book. So can't wait. Have to get to this, you guys. Okay, and then I have Wolf Song by TJ Klune. I have had this on my TBR for a million years, people, and I bought it. And I want to vlog it because I know this is such a beloved shifter. I think it's werewolf, maybe shifter. Anyways, I know it's beloved and it's a beautiful MM found family. So I really, really want to get to this one. So that's definitely on there. Okay, sorry, I forgot to grab one of my books. So I went and grabbed it because I actually had an author reach out to me and asked me to read one of her books. And she went ahead and sent me a copy. And so I am going to be reading Viridia. And this, I believe, okay, so this is by Vera Queen. And I saw some pretty good reviews on Goodreads. So I'm interested to see it. It says it's a modern Cinderella retelling where romantic rivalry ignite, secrets unravel, and love dares to burn beneath the lies. Sometimes love wears a mask. If the shoe fits, will you wear it? Would you run away from the ball when the truth strikes? What if your happily ever after is also your biggest risk? She was born in the shadows. He thrives in the spotlight. Their lives are entwined in a living masquerade. When a mysterious letter leads Viridia Teva into London, she ends up rubbing shoulders with city's most affluent. Complications arise when Viridia collides with Blaise Maximus Kensington, prince of the Kensington and Berkeley fine tech empire. He sinfully seduces her with his classic aristocratic charm and debonair elegance. What begins as enemies behind masks spiral into dangerously irresistible dance of forbidden love, hidden truths, and scorching chemistry. So, very excited to try a new author. Want to give her a try and read this book this month. And then I actually just bought a bunch of Elizabeth Hoyt. I have never read her. And I want to read the Maiden Lane series because I know it's so beloved and everybody loves it. Like, I hear so much about it. So I ended up finding a bunch of hers like on eBay that I got. So I'm going to read Wicked Intentions. And then this actually has a wonderful step back. If I'm showing that. There you go. So very excited to get to Elizabeth Hoyt and finally give her a try. If I have time, I'm going to try and just throw random historical romances or mood reading as the month permits. But as you can see, I have a ton already here. But I was going to read The Wolf and the Dove during the Ever Afterthon, but I just didn't get to it. So this is would be a reread for me, a millionth reread. But I really wanted to reread it and vlog it to see if it holds up, because this is one that I read as a kid, and it was like what got me into historical romance, and it's just very nostalgic for me. So I really want to give this one another go. This one's kind of beat up a little bit because I read it so many times, but so hopefully if I have time in June, I might just do a reread of this, just to have a good time with it. Okay, so those are all the books that I have on my set TBR so far. Hopefully I can kind of mood read a little bit in June, because May I was like being very strict with my TBR for the readathons. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you're looking forward to in June, if you're looking forward to any of these new releases or are going to read some of these. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave me a like, comment down below, and I will see you guys on the next one.